Yo, before we start this recap, make sure you check out Premier Battles at lounges.tv where the pay-per-view is. It's I think it's quite common for a lot of these streams for like gigs and stuff to use this way. Lounges.tv, go on there, link will be in the description. Search for Premier Battles because we've got some things to talk about, folks. Gemini versus Shotty Horroh title match recap, PB1. Let's get to it.
I must not give in to these fantasies of weakness. Doubtless this is some charm laid on me by an evil shaman, evil sorcerer. Only the chase has meaning. It's meaning.
Yeah. Keep running. Yo. Look, I'm in the outback where it's spooky. Wildcats still pursue me like owls do to the rats and the clouds do when I'm moody. Proud dads to Suzuki's. You backed out and amuse me. I'm good here from I tear your whole crown flat. From I'm in the outback with no neighbors. Giant snakes and the gators. You feel fear in your veins ever since the moment you came in. Heat raises the stakes and big meat is the fragrance. I reign here from a day to doubt that. From I'm in the outback with my chest out. I'm the best out. Who's next? Put you through the test. Do the chew your neck out. When you eat through tube and bed bound. From I eat mountains for breakfast. Keep rounds in these
Yo, shout out to everybody out there who's watching this. Subscribe to the channel. We're doing big things. My man Cammy. It's your man Cass, aka Angry Fan Man. We up out of here.
Hey, what's good? It's Cammygbr. We are here. We are back at it like crack addicts. PB1. Gemini versus Shotty Horroh finally happened. And before I continue talking about this event, it was everything that was led up to be. The battle was everything we expected. Anyone that hasn't seen it would expect, and a little more. Like, as a fan of the culture, this was an all-timer battle for sure. You know, and the whole card itself was, it was a great time. And I said on a tweet, this event did a really good job at what I would call the crescendo. It starts from this level and where the battle happens, and then it goes up, and to the point that all the battles then exceed to get better and better and better and better. And then we get to the main event and the crowd is peak. And there's a few things that happened that we'll need to talk about too, but yeah, let's go into details of the event. That's just my brief little chat about the start of it. So the event itself, another event at Hootenannies. Hootenannies is always a great venue. Shout out to the whole team at Hootenannies, the good peoples, and you know they really help. They're helping the scene anyway, because I tell you what, this venue was packed. I genuinely think this was the most packed the Hootenannies has been. And the Hootenannies hosted Tay-Rock. Hootenannies hosted Rum Nitty and Jazz. They've had Jonas SLIMBUCK. Like, they had Disaster at one point in the building. They've had big battles in the Hootenanny. This is the most packed I'd ever seen it. And you know, obviously, like, as a UK fan and as UK fans, we see like this was always going to be the case, but still somehow hard to believe. There must have been it must have shot for 400. Must have shot for that by the end of it. Maybe 350, but I'm shooting for a minimum 400. Just with how far back like the packed crowd was. Like, a lot of times when you go into these events in general, and this is including By the Pound, this is including all these other events, you walk in and then you kind of okay, we're kind of further in the back, got a little bit of legroom and stuff. No, like, there was no space at the back of the wall for the end of the event. None at all. It absolutely insane that the pool that this battle had. And you know, Premier Battles need to be really proud of themselves that, you know, with especially with the lead up to this battle, when it come to like the whole tournament, and then because it does justify like having a whole tournament for 6 months to lead up to a main event of Gemini and Shotty Horroh. It does make sense, and it adds an extra stake to these battles too. So Premier Battles, I'm still not 100% sure what's next. I know there's a tryout event. I'm curious. I'm curious to know what's next, and I'm sure there'll be a live stream or something soon that will talk about it all and what the directions are now. Especially, you know, this was the battle. Obviously, I mean, Quill was in the venue anyway, but I just think it was he was totally fine. Just one of these things that happens, and that they might reorganize it. They might have sorted something out. Didn't want to poke that too much, you know. Whatever's the situation. Sam Hypes didn't show up, you know, but like that again, Sam Hypes is so reliable that I'm sure it's genuinely an emergency or something. Like, he's so reliable, so I wouldn't hold Sam Hypes to any of that. But other than that, all the other battles happened, and I think with the Sam Hypes battle, Sam Hypes versus Photo Boy not happening, we actually had a little bit more breathing room in a way, especially when we get to the secret battle that happened. Oh yeah, I called it, and they tried to say on the live stream that there wasn't. Called that shit a week ago, like on the predictions, called it. I think there was nothing. I was sniffing for clues and got nothing, but still found something on a hutch. Bobby Rex is hosting. Bobby smashed it. One thing I said to Bobby was the way that Bobby was hosting. Like it was like, it's still new to it, I guess. But I'm not exactly a hosting master, but I have been involved in that situation for different things. I guess I could pass whatever. One thing Bobby was doing is he was highlighting individuals. When you highlight an individual, for example, Bizzle with curly hair and all these other things, and you unfortunately you're having to waste time. When you take on an individual, you then take on the group they're with, they pay attention to you, and then it causes if you say someone's name and point to them like in anything, then there's about 5-6 different people around that are like that they then react to that. It's kind of like when the teacher calls out the naughty student, and then the 4 or 5 other naughty students go, nah, I should maybe not do that, you know. So Bobby's hosting was really good, really personable. I think one of the best decisions that Premier Battles are making is turning Bobby into more of a personality type. How they utilize that will be a different story. Like now that he's going to be a personality, does Bobby Rex go and host different things? Where does the venture go next to? Is he going to be more character based for building hype? Like how do you work that around as well? That will be a very interesting turn of events. But I think it's so clever to kind of lean into character building and whatnot, and having Bobby there as a personality. Absolutely fantastic, and he did a great job, especially in the crowd. I'd actually say, whether they want to do it or not, they should really just have start of the battle in the YouTube videos, Bobby announcing both of the battlers, and then cut straight into the battle, and have it work that way, because you're also getting the crowd reaction, you're getting our response to what's going on. Your example of this battle rap wise was Verb versus Murder Mook, where ARP said fuck the host and the energy's up, let's get to the battle. The building, whoa, yo, Gemini's in the building, whoa, I said yo, whoa. One last thing before talking about the battles themselves. There was no mics. Now, I wonder if they were anticipating how big this event was going to be. Because in other events, you could get away with not having the mics and the little mic issues here and there. Not in this one. Especially with the 2-on-2s. And I know it's awkward to try and get, whether it's lapel mics or like one that hangs from the ceiling. But and I said this in particular for one of the 2-on-2s. They're so conversational with each other that they're kind of back to back a little bit. And when even with my mic, if I start talking over here, you kind of don't understand what I'm saying. So, because where you project your voice and where you are in the battle. On camera, these battles are going to be a lot closer, but in the building, There's definitely moments where I think all the teams do this, and I'm highlighting the 2-on-2s in particular, when they start having that no, and they try to have the conversations between each other, kind of Shuffle T and Marlowe like, where, to be honest, with the crowd and if they cut that, I think they'd actually got even better if they just went straight to the rapping and the bars instead of trying the synced convos, because that'll be good for the camera, but it wasn't good in the building. Not that material wasn't good, but acoustically, if you're not on stage or maybe the first 2 or 3 rows, you're going to struggle to hear it. So that's really the thoughts on just like of the event in general, like the other things, you know. It was hot as balls outside too. I got sun cream on, and I put it and it went in my eyes, and I sweated in my eyes, and then I started crying for the first hour of the event. Yes, I was crying at a battle rap event. Go fuck yourself. It happens to the best of us. But yeah. With that being said, let's start talking about the battles.
Shotty, Horroh, and Gemini. Who wins?
Shotty, hands down.
Hands down. Why hands down?
Biased.
and that's fair. Nothing wrong with that. We're splitting hairs.
His quality, his technique, and his experience and humour.
So, do you think the humour? Do you think the humour's going to play a factor in it?
I think it will. They're both technical. But the experience, the personality, and I think the humour in they'll take out here.
Okay, fair.
Can't match that.
Yeah, you can't match Shotty's presence. That's absolutely respectful.
I may be proved wrong, but we've had a ball anyway.
But you never know.
Everybody's rating Gemini, but as a really worthy opponent. But
to ask one question, what if Gemini goes super disrespectful?
fine.
Fair play.
Do you think Shotty can deflect that?
It's not freestyling back and everything else, so I'm fitted in the time.
Fair. Okay, I respect that. I respect that.
Decades of experience.
Absolutely. Right. We're about to start, but give us a joy as always, and you guys are always at these events. So to you guys, and I'll do a whole recap of all this, so you'll be able to see us all.
BRIGGZY versus Frost. Good battle. Like it was fun and it was experimental. It's not something that I even expected to happen at the very start. I thought this might be something in the middle, just to kind of, if energy was down, bring them back, you know. But they went straight onto it, and maybe it was smart to do that, because if they do that now, one, they get it out the way, and they have to do like your sound checks, your mics, and make sure that the audio is all good, and 2 microphones and all this stuff, technical stuff. But if you do that, then it's a smoother sail at the other end, and you also bring the energy up going into the next battles. So Frost done good. I think BRIGGZY won. I think in particular BRIGGZY's first round was he landed a haymaker at the very start. It just landed, and there was, I think after that, and you'll see it on my footage, you'll see Frost is kind of rapping with it on his chest. Just visually it looks a little bit like hiding, but like it's the first time doing this, and I'd say that like round wise I would give I actually give BRIGGZY the first 2, and you probably give him the third. I like the idea that the third was the back and forth. It's very much like the King of the Dot way of doing it, and if that becomes a format, I'm down for that. One thing about that battle, and it was a common thread with a bunch of people of the fans, like myself and quite a lot of people that I was talking to, it'd be quite good if there was the beats were they seemed very similar to each other. You know, some people were saying it where they were like 140 BPM type beats. If there was like a juxtaposition, a change, I totally get that. If I can write this material and then we could put any beat on. However, I think what makes them exciting, and I remember in particular, it was Bobby Rex versus Roe B in Ireland. and one of the things that got the big pop from the battle, other than their bars, was that all the beats were different. One was a grime beat, the other one was more hip hoppy, and you know, and they were pulling classic beats out of there, and the beat selection was getting a reaction. I can imagine when Gemini comes out, it's Pain is the Essence, you know, that because that was playing as his entrance. Imagine if they just put that on, and we're like, oh, he's got to rap over to this. Oh, how does he do that? And then it is a little more intrigued. So I think the beats were a little similar. I'm going to assume that Rick made them, because Rick he's a bit of a whiz at all of this. So like the beats they're great. They're just a little too close to each other. Like I thought the first was the third, but again, I've a few drinks in already at that point, so maybe that's just me. But they just seem too similar to then tell them apart for when they're going round for round and all this stuff. But in general, I think BRIGGZY got that. Either 2-1, 3-0, but it is on Lounges TV. I'm going to keep repeating it. Go on lounges.tv. It's there. If not, Premier Battles Patreon. It will be there too.
So these guys are talking about Shotty, Horroh, and Gemini. Who's going to win? I'll tell you what. Who do you think going to win? Which is you got a champ? You got the crowds winning? Okay, fair. So what makes you think Gem's going to win?
Do you know what it is? I think it's about preference, right?
Yeah.
So I don't think anyone here is going to clear anyone. I don't think Shotty's
of course.
Gem, or Gem's going to clear Shotty. But for my preference, Gem's my battle rapper. Do you know what I mean? As opposed to preference. So I think Gem's going to win in my eyes. I think we're all going to leave here and you're going to hear people go, oh, it could be Shotty, it could be Gem, it could be Shotty. But I think I'm going to have Shotty. I mean, I'm going to have Gem because of my
He's right behind, by the way. So just to say,
this is literally Messi versus Ronaldo. You lot can decide who's Messi and who's Ronaldo.
Yeah, that's...
But I'm just saying, like, I feel like
we're gonna have fun.
I don't know. I'm very much prefer someone who's very pen heavy. They're both pen heavy, but I feel like Jim's just that more pen heavy.
Of course. So how about you guys, real quick, just before we're gonna get things started?
What you said is really true. It's all personal preference. You like a certain vibe.
This sounds cowardice to me.
I love me wrestling. I love me football. Me wrestling, me football. So Shotty, when he comes to these bars, sorry. He's also stood over there, so
I know. Do you?
I'm only if you Shotty's gonna win, I think.
Look, it's the one question that we're asking: does Shotty, Horroh beat Gemini? Someone has to win. Someone has to win.
Yeah.
You stayed super quiet the whole time.
Yeah, mate. I was enjoying sitting on the fence. Look,
just real quick.
Shotty's battled more recently. I think the energy for Gem is going to be different. So in the room, I think it might feel like Gem edges it, but stylistically, I'm more a fan of Shotty. So yeah, if you want me not to sit on the fence, I'll say Gem will win it.
Wow.
But I think probably watching it back, I'll prefer Shotty stuff.
And I respect
That's
that,
my
boys.
prediction.
Thank you so much.
Caveman KINGSLEE versus Black T and Tech. Now, this was the main battle in particular when I say that there was no microphone for the battle, because a lot of times there is a hanging mic in the hootenanny. What we don't catch is, and maybe more so KINGSLEE than Caveman, is their conversations, because it's kind of like they're like when they're rapping in their conversations, and I think in particular the second round, like there was a lot more of I want to say integral, like it's very they're very in themselves and they're talking about different things as they're rapping. It's like it's good. And the people in the very front row are finding it hilarious, and the other rows, but when you get further back, it's a little difficult to hear.
Not really entertaining or factual.
In just 2 bars, I'll prove I am the comedy boss. Like, your dad looks like Kaale. Your mom looks like Johnny and Trust you ain't the ones that better. I mean, you ain't cooking nothing, you've got your recipe. Jealous for being caveman, I've got the chemistry.
But when Manchester and Liverpool link up, this kind of dodgy territory.
We put our differences aside to kill a common enemy. Southerners!
Because they're not projecting to the crowd, and you're competing against tech who will project everything. Like, there's one thing about tech gets the message across, and Black T is able to match that because that's his partner. And you're up against that where you kind of, and I get you want to change how you do it and how it comes across, change the journey when it's like, this is how we do it. But if it was at a point, even in the third, where we could hear Caveman really clearly, because Caveman's at the front of the stage and he's arms up, and Kingslee's behind, jumping in at parts in the verse, but Caveman's right there. Caveman should have moved, so Kingsley was there, sent, even if it looked like a revolving door, at least the person up front is giving the material, and it was some, like, you know, it just, the acoustics were for that battle in particular, that's their performance suffered. But even for them, because I heard all the material, well, I'm pretty confident I heard all the material, and going back on the battle, there's what Black T and Tech had was the haymaker lines. They had the haymakers. The first round, they had a Macbeth line that was really fire. A great rebuttal about you never read a Macbeth. Great rebuttal. And then they had in the second round about the saxophone louder. Like the saxophone getting louder. Just at the very end, it was enough to be like, okay, they're ending on a high note. They've landed a haymaker before the end of the round. And that was something that Caveman and Kingsley didn't have, because I don't think they didn't write for haymakers. They wrote for being succinct. They wrote material that I think they said this to them that they thought was hilarious, and you know what, a lot of it was, but if it's the lasting effect of there wasn't a lasting effect of a line. Unless I go back and watch it again and there's something else that I've missed out on, there isn't that one that's like that lands. A lot of it is really funny material, but if there's something for me that sticks in my mind, it's the saxophone gets louder bar, like, for me. So I give the first two to Black T and Tech, but I think the Black T and Tech's third kind of lacked that bit of momentum where Kingsley and Caveman took the momentum. But in that third, Caveman is now up front addressing everyone, so it's coming across cleaner. The reactions are a bit louder, you know, because it's more expressive. But it is a good battle, and considering, if I'm correct in saying that that's both their first 2-on-2s, I'd want to see them both again. I wouldn't even be mad if you just swapped the opponents and it was South versus South, North versus North. So I would not be mad at that. I think that would be really good. Actually, come to think of it, yeah, Caveman, Kingsley versus GHAST and KRAY. That's got a Manchester card written all over that. So I don't be surprised if that gets booked very soon.
Real quick, we're about to get started. Shotty Horroh Gem, last minute.
Last minute, Gemini, I think. Controversial.
Okay. What makes you think that?
I said, Shotty, you know what you're going to get. He's going to be 10-10. Gem is not only also 10-10, but he has a way of putting down his opponents better. I think his hands are more attacking.
Yeah,
he can make his opponent on a 10 look like they're on a 7.
So, do you think Gemini can beat Shotty Horroh star power?
Beat it, no. Match it, yeah.
And that's all you need to do.
That's what you need
to do the other stuff.
Just that, and angles. He angles better than Shotty.
What you doing, man?
Hey, Slim, let me get you 1 second.
Come on, man.
Right, well, so you're going Gemini, yeah?
I'm going to
versus Sean KRAY and Frankie Fraser. There's a little bit of a duality between this battle and the main event in regards to timing. So again, everything I've said to the guys. In the crowd, and I think kind of the same sentiments on the pay-per-view. It felt that Sean and Frankie were going for a much longer time than GHAST and KRAY. And maybe the pacing of GHAST and KRAY, you know, they got to their points quicker, so their rounds felt shorter. But their rounds were still of a good time, where Sean and Frankie, I think they were throwing fucking everything. Everything that they had, they were saying it.
Like a Percy pig.
And look at this goggle-eyed cunt. And his stupid idol. If anyone ever compared me to you, I'd sue for libel. Because if I had to wear glasses that thick, I'd be suicidal. You look like Dennis Taylor in a snooker final.
No. He's not good. I said I'm coming for a fucking shooter.
Fucking shit, bro. I said I'm coming
for a fucking shooter. This is London. We have to dig up rusty old handguns. Mad cut, pull up, gat tuck, stone cold, hands bust, movie block, hands bust. Oh, stop from the pressure. I'm sending gas up.
Chrome's going down in a hole in the ground. I've got an old 38 I'll poke in your mouth. It's not fight night in Vegas. It's a show for the crowd. Because Buffer go first, and then you'll get the opening round.
That's veteran plays, and almost always works to your favor. But this one it didn't. I want to say, I think the first two, I think I gave to Gas Buff and KRAY. I'll maybe go back on the second. The first just had the haymakers. They had the Shotty and the chin bar. That was bar of the bow, or it's get with the machine, like AI baiting. Like that first round ended up it's build and landed. Like it really landed. And it just you could see GHAST jumping. Like GHAST is doing the twerk jump. Like it was, you know, GHAST was so funny in that battle. And just like, but what always is a surefire way is like, and as I said in my prediction, I believe that Frankie was going to go for the long setups and then the layup and slam dunk. However, none of the teams really did that. None of them. It was quite bizarre, to be honest. It was any team that was going to do that and maybe it work. I thought it might have been Frankie and Sean, but they were very 50-50. And it put Sean in a position in his writing where he probably wasn't. It's like material wise, like even if a one-on-one type battle, like it might be some of the best work from both sides, like if it was one person. But because it's so different to what they normally do, or maybe some of the more complex stuff for Sean, and maybe it's some of the most characteristic stuff for Frank, you know, the stuff that Sean has, and, you know, more pen heavy from KRAY, multi-stacking for, I mean, GHAST and KRAY are similar styles anyway, to me, personally, like, especially watching them, they were morphing. You know, like them guys, like you'd feel there was so many different things to pick from it. Frankie and Sean's third was great. It's a very similar story to the last 2-on-2. It just felt that the guys from the north just came and just took the energy, and it caught people off guard. That's one thing actually. Common consensus was they were going to lose. Like, the North was going to lose that. That was a common consensus. They thought it's Frankie and Sean, the star power and the veteranism. And I think when they started cooking, the tide of energy just went woof. And now it's, the guys are on the back foot here. How do they bring it back? You know, and so they ended up fighting against the tides were turning, and what we thought was going one way, now Frankie and Sean have to swim over this momentum that they've got to then be in the battle. And you know what? I think other way round, I don't know if Crow and GHAST could do that, or they would just rap and let the rounds finish. But you know, that's the veteran part, to try and keep fighting this momentum that was once with them after the first round was fighting against them, you know. So for now, I know MOAK has just called out Frankie Fraser. Frankie was he was just on about, he was putting tweets out, after this I might be out. He's got loads of big things in the future. Let's go, Frankie. Loads of big things in the future. I think he can fit. I think if he has to fit an MOAK battle in, he just has to do it. If he has to focus it, he has to fit something at some point in his calendar. Now that MOAK's calling him out by name, let's get it sorted. 2027. If it has to be booked that long in advance, do it. But 2027, I'm needing that.
Just real quick, we're about to do the battle. Will's here, he's giving you a hug and everything. Shotty, Horroh, and Gemini, who do you have?
I'm Jem.
Jem, he had the same thing too. So what does Gemini do that Shotty, Horroh can't?
No, nothing. Actually, yeah. Shotty, Horroh is still the GOAT.
Yeah, of course.
I just think like I have Jem.
Yeah.
Not that Jem does something better than Shotty. Yeah, well,
you're splitting hairs between the two greatest UK battle rappers. There's no wrong answer.
Huh?
There's no wrong answer.
Yeah, no wrong
It's just it can be a feeling. That's it.
I just chose Jem for the
You
night.
just feel that Jem's got.
I might be wrong, but I chose Jem.
Well, we'll see what happens, man.
Talking about the next battle, one thing that happened in between the 2-on-2s, we got a preview of The Pit, or like we got the movie. I am no cinematographer or anything like that. I'm not. So I'm not gonna, and I'm not a battle rapper either. Duh, I'm not a rapper. But so there's a lot of intricacies that I'm not going to be able to explain about how this battle was, and you know, I will say, good time though. It was a real good time. Just a fun battle. A fun video, fun movie. Like I did wonder if when filming it, or after they filmed it and whatnot, would the people understand that it's a battle that's happening in the moment? Maybe they need like a little preview of this is battle rap, and in the battle rap, you know, kind of Deadpoolish, to kind of get the context of it. However, it's one of those that is a 10-minute film. And it's almost if my understanding of the movie's right, because that's another thing. I'm gonna text it. I think it's Jamie. I'm gonna text him, and if he sees this video, text me, because I'll try and remember to text him. It's the moment. It's a blink and you'll miss it moment for the ending. And if you're not, I generally don't know how many people really understood the very end of that. Of what was going on there, and I'm gonna ask him a little more about that. But it was good, and it probably showed a little bit of times that BRIGGZY had to deal with stuff, and you know, in the moment. So like, and it's maybe the pit is just a little diary from BRIGGZY about dealing with these fucking battle rappers, and now he's just got a bunch of stories, shenanigans that happen in the events, and instead of writing bars for yous, he's going to write scripts. He's going to get these guys to go make stories, and he's going to make 10-minute movies out of you. You're going to you scamming ass battle rappers are going to end up on the clip. You're going to end up one of these bad boys. Bam! You're in here. Just watch out. You might fall for the pit. But like I said, it was good, and it's interesting how the story of it. I will not spoil it as to how they want to portray it and whatnot. But you know, and BRIGGZY had a bit of a nice speech at the end of it, and well, it was at the start of it, and a little bit in the end too. Yeah, it was sweet. It was like the other project for him and his other passion, and it was, I know you get to see more of the person and Briggs, and yeah, like it was good. It was good.
You got Shotty, Horroh, and Gemini. Shotty, 2-1. 2-1. Why? He has more. I feel like he has more to offer.
Just the judges on the stage. That's it. Just the judges and the camera crew. That's all we're having on the stage.
Crazy this is bro. So
it's a UK title match. I got bullet
either way. 2-1.
every time this happens. Because apparently I'm eliminating. Listen, I'm eliminating all that right now.
Yeah, fair.
Let's go to the secret battle. I'll leave the co-main. Technically, it was the other way around, but we'll go with the co-main, right? Well, yeah, so let's talk about the secret battle just now. I'll cut this part. So, we'll talk about the secret battle now. Technically, the co-main was a little bit before this. They put a secret battle in the middle, and then they had the main event. Let's talk about the secret battle. Georgie Roots, the return of Georgie versus HAMILL. That son of a bitch. Him and Quill, they just keep lying about the battles that they have. They keep lying. So, with HAMILL and Georgie, right? And it was one of those where we didn't know until it was too late. it was as the battle happened. Oh, there's a secret battle. Oh fuck. Oh my god, it's HAMILL. Oh, and the returning of Georgie. What the like? I knew it. I knew there'd be something, and it was founding on nothing because I feel like Premier Battles deliberately drops the Easter eggs, as they should. It brings excitement for someone like me that's gonna go. Ha. That's why last year predicting the card, I got it right. Because I'm looking at these fucking Easter eggs. And oh, did they actually announce something here? What the fuck's going on here? Like we were clearly on something. So this battle was a great battle.
Still get made at the home like I'm with the coming.
Someone had time.
Too soon! Running back! I said it don't matter where I am long as the fans listen, and plus you could still get made at the home like I'm winning. So I'm killing them, but don't worry, I'll take care of your will like amphibian.
This was you know, first stage for HAMILL, first proper stage, and he fucking smashed it. Like other than the main event, there's a debate that he got performance of the night. There's a very real debate between him and maybe the GHAST buff Crow 2-on-2, but honestly, if I was to give performance of the night that isn't the main event, obviously, I would be giving it to HAMILL. HAMILL fucking smashed it. There was just, you know, it's almost refreshing that someone for like him has the punchline style, and it's not the same way that Frankie does it. It's not the same way that other people, even a Dub T, does it. There's something really refreshing about HAMILL's style. And it just showed how translatable that is to the crowd, and also in a crowd where there was no mics for the battlers. I even think, in all respect to Pagan, I think Pagan would have struggled with that, with no mic on a stage, 400 plus people in the venue. I think he would have struggled. HAMILL was super clear and projected to everyone in the room. It was like I was dead proud watching HAMILL there, dead proud. And Georgie, you know, it was almost vintage Georgie. I think there's probably once or twice where it's like, okay, maybe update things a little bit, or maybe you could word this slightly different, and how you get to this point could be worded like. But you know, this Georgie style, it fits him for sure. Like, and I'm not someone that's gonna sit there and tell you have to change. Like, but you know, there wasn't much of a difference between HAMILL and Georgie when there's a level of veteranism from Georgie in comparison to HAMILL. You know, like on that stage, rapping, and as a battler. Like, there wasn't that veteran. It didn't feel like a veteran versus sophomore. Like, it didn't feel like that. It felt like two equals, but it felt like that because HAMILL got across the stage so clearly, and it felt like an overdog versus underdog. Like, HAMILL was just over the top, and just getting off on Georgie. Georgie was great. That's not no diss to Georgie at all. And the first round is debatable. The first round is very debatable. Second and third, HAMILL kind of treads away with it. But as a surprise battle, absolutely fantastic.
Okay, gang, I've just caught you here real quick. Shotty Horroh versus Gemini. What's your guys' thoughts?
I'm going Shotty 2-1.
Shotty 2-1.
Because I love Gemini, but Shotty is very humble in his battle.
Okay.
We've seen him against Shine, Taylor, as he told him.
Yep, he's definitely been on point.
Everything that's been very catered to that audience, and he's going to do the same.
Has there anyone that has the potential to go as disrespectful as Gemini can?
I mean, Shine could have, but
Shine's not that kind of battle rapper. He's a momentum builder. Oh, Danny's making a cut. Here you go, Danny.
I'll say that right now.
Shine wilding. I think it's like Gamer Fuel or some shit. They didn't get their money, whatever.
Shine's a bitch for the camera.
Yeah. So for yourself, real quick, Gemini, Shotty. You think Shotty as well? I think you're from London as well, aren't you? Fair. So, like, what has got you for thinking that Shotty Horroh's going to win? The diss tracks was very clear, Shotty Horroh. I will clear that. Unbelievably clear. Unbelievably. Like, I just, for 3 on the trot, like, fuck up your city, like, Ireland's leaving. Like,
I love Gemini.
Absolutely. It's splitting hairs.
Arguably, when you step in the ring with him, he brings the best out of him.
Yeah.
But where is that level where you go around the world?
Yeah.
Like, Shotty goes around the world. I know there's circumstances.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be.
At minimum, this is a war.
Better than the other person.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Awesome. We very much appreciate my guy. We very much appreciate it, sweetheart. Bless you. Thank you so much.
Co-main event. We're Winning Matters tournament. The final. Dub T versus DEBURKE. Like I said, battle rap is a bitch. I said that. But DEBURKE was clearly praying to the battle rap gods. Because battle rap gods said, yes, you will win this, DEBURKE. This will be your money in your pocket. Man, I'm dead chuffed for, DEBURKE. And Dub T was up there. He was doing really well. I will say, I think the first two were to DEBURKE. Just the energy wise and covering a lot more bases is something common that a lot of people were saying.
I find that a bit confusing because you managed to make it all the way to the finals by losing. He lost the semi-finals and he's in the finals. This shit is a travesty. I don't know about you guys, but to me, that is an interesting strategy. You are only here because the man who beat you was at a wedding. Sure. It's true. You are only here because the man who beat you was at a wedding. Sure. I'll just leave that there for now because less is more, but it all comes full circle today, Dub. Rest assured, because he's watching somebody start their brand new life and you're about to watch me end in your life.
Rounds, each of them rounds. Then we getting into the third. Dub T goes for the. It's a cheating ass thing. Hey, but you know what? Shotty Horroh did the exact same thing. Wrestling bars. They'll always land. Wrestling bars always land. Like, battle rap crowd, especially the UK, is full of marks. Wrestling bars are always going to land. And he saved a lot. He saved them all for the end of the third. I get that you want to close off on some of the material you know is going to get a pop. But when you've not made the other, you've not made the other rounds debatable. When the other rounds aren't as debatable as that could have been, like, you're now fighting against more, you know? So like that was some of the best material of the entire battle. Like Dub T, the second half of Dub T's third, and there was actually a few people in the crowd that were like, "Yo, if he had this all 3 rounds, he would win." Like if he had this all 3, but it's not to put the battle down or anything like that. DEBURKE was fantastic. Dub T putting the pressure on, and both coming with the angles were. The angles were as predictable as you would expect, but the twists in the angles from DEBURKE in particular, you know, that it's the nuance and where they go with the angles makes what they were doing on stage more refreshing from both sides. But I'm the same as the judges. I think I gave that DEBURKE 2-1, but it was a well-deserved final. You know, it was one of those, okay, this is how we'd expect the final to go. And as the whole tournament, well, I think we're going to have to do like a tier list of all the battles. I think that would be quite fun, just to go back on them. But yeah, it was just a great battle. I was glad to see that the BRIGGZY's vision, as they say, came to a close. All that hard work was earned, especially as a co-main event spot to the biggest UK battle since Shotty, Horroh, and Tony D. Like, I'm glad it made the stay. It made it stay, and it kicked the dirt off its shoes and got comfortable. Like, they got comfortable on that stage, and that's a big point for them moving forward. I'll expect to see them more on them Apexes. I'll expect to see them more in the big DEBURKE versus Frankie if that happens. Christ, DEBURKE versus KRAY. I'll take that. I mean, Christ, even Dub T SLIMBUCK. I'll take that. You know, there's battles to be made of them two alone amongst everything else. So no one lost, but DEBURKE won.
Black T. Oh, ENIGMA. I tell you what, you're here too, right?
Ladies and gentlemen, we are going ahead with this battle right now. Can I get some noise for Shotty and GEMIN1?
Right. ENIGMA, Black T. Shotty, Horroh, and GEMINI. Who wins? Oh, you gotta get someone. No wrong answer.
One out of the 2 will win.
1 out of the 2. Fair.
When I say PB.
Good people. The main event. I struggled to believe it was happening. I alluded to this at the start. There's something we need to talk about. And look, it's coming from this guy. It's coming from this guy. If Premier Battles are telling you to get off the stage, get off the stage. Like, I totally get this guy. I totally get wanting to be on the stage and being part of the whole dynamic. I totally get that, and I want to be that as well. And it's almost like people that are on the stage, they're part of the performance and they're part of what makes the battle and the energy. Like, I know if I'm with Maverick and whatnot, and I'm up on there, like it's kind of at a standard, and it does help enhance material. There's no hiding that. There's no, you know, and people want to be a part of that. And if they want to be a part of that, great. But there's a level of respect and I'm very quick to step off the stage if I'm told to. That's one thing about me. You tell me to fuck off, I'll fuck off. I don't need no trouble. Like, but if you are on the stage and they're saying there's too many people, just go. You're not above the staff and the battlers that are on the card. You know, you're not. And it's unfortunate. It's completely unfortunate, and especially for some people that weren't to be there. But I would say this as well. I think more people could have been off. There were some people that were just kind of skating by. You know, like, I get why a HAMILL's on there. I get why a Tony D's on there. Locksmith, you maybe could move. Respectfully. A lot of time for, like, me and Locksmith last year or whatever the vetting was. You got a lot of time. You can move. I think there was some lady grime artist that Enigma the Prophet pointed out. Maybe you can stay there, but your friend maybe has to go. You know, and yet if they're wanting to do that, just do it. Like, I think there was the crowd were booing when they couldn't get the battle started because there was too many people on stage. And it was actually, again, this is all part of why there was this 400 plus 450, because it was at a point people were on the stairs, like getting for the battle. So like for the battle to happen, the crowd had to get moved from the side of the stage so that Shotty, Horroh, and Gemini could walk onto the fucking stage itself. They're all in the way. Like, it was fucking packed, you know? So, it bizarre. And like I said, I've been there myself. I've been told to get off stage. Get off. You just do it. It's a respect thing. It's not against any individual. It's what is being asked. It's not the person asking you. It's the company asking you. So treat the company with a bit of respect. That's all. Again, it was quite fun to be in the crowd. I've missed booing. I've not booed an event since Summer Madness. I miss booing. So it was fun. Loved that. And you'll hear on the footage of after the booing is Bobby's trying to host that, trying to be like, oh yeah, let's keep the energy all positive. And you'll hear the premier battles. And yeah, that's me. I think I started that chain twice because we needed positive chants. We can't just go boo 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 Gemini Shotty Horroh now. Like, no, you needed the energy back. All times.
I don't give a fuck. I press record. Just go talk about it.
So this is just before Shotty Gem.
Yeah.
Shotty Gem's going down in like 10 minutes. Final predictions.
Bro, don't make it a prediction. Just talk about it.
I
bro.
just think Shotty,
just don't set yourself up. We were talking
Shotty's
about
more of a superstar, is what we were just saying.
Yeah.
Gem just gets those angles, man. So we don't know what's going to happen.
But he's a superstar. But Gem's a superstar in this Black Garden.
Wow, he's not wrong.
You know, I feel like I just said this to Shotty Horroh, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm still the greatest if I lose." I'm like, I don't know, man. If you lose this, if I just said to him, he's like, "Oh, I'm going to be the greatest." I don't know. This is, to me, is the debate of the greatest UK battle rapper of all time.
People have been asking for it.
Is it? Well, I mean, I know we did the stream, but like, it might be modern day.
It's the last big one to happen active.
Yeah,
it's the last one. It's the last one
because Luna versus Shotty isn't actually going to happen.
Nah,
that want it to happen.
Tony Shotty has already happened.
Yeah, Tony Soul was.
Hey, I'd fuck around and see Tony and Gem.
Yeah, it was.
But so you've got Shotty Horroh winning, but you've also got Gem.
I think I just beg and pray that they're going to both be on their A game, and it's going to be.
We can't pick.
Shotty's the more diverse battler. I think he's got more to his arsenal.
You don't need to be diverse in South London, bro.
Do you think if Shotty was like, for you, Steve? Do you think if Shotty was like of the old style? Do you think that'll work better than so like the Arsenal, not like Arsenal #1 versus what he's done versus Tay-Rock, Jonas, and K-Shine?
He'll win better in the room if he does that, because people will be like, oh shit,
okay,
that's the old. I think you got better chance of winning on camera if he brings something.
Right, fair.
Something
on camera, I would argue it's in the room because it's we're following the momentum to the
that's
point.
What I mean, yeah, I feel like if he brings like the old Shotty back, like into like his old style, he'll win in the room because everyone's like, oh shit, I can go along with it.
He might need to introduce that though. You might need to bring back the old Shotty and then go into it, because we might not catch that. Low key, we might not. If it's sloppy,
I'm listening.
If it's sloppy,
no.
Bro, so you.
I'm desperate for us not be able to pick. I'm desperate for that. He can't pick. I'm desperate.
Plus, I'm desperate for it to not be like 7-minute rounds. Give us like quality over quantity.
There was 29 minutes the first round.
Like, just because you're the headline doesn't mean you have to take
bro
45 minutes.
It's going to be a 10-minute round. We know that.
Oh, but it's Gem.
Like 3-4 minutes of fire, and that's enough. So I'm not going to be asking for more.
You've heard about
shit
it's a night of long events.
Yeah, I can love
right now.
So
every battle is 15 minutes too long. However long it needs to be.
The first round is 15 minutes too long.
15 minutes are done. Shout out to Sean KRAY. You don't have to make every round into a TikTok, respectfully.
When he did that,
I started to rest my legs.
He did a 6-7.
I mean, this you know, it'll work though.
He didn't do a minions bar, but he should have done.
So I would argue that at least that with Gemini, if Gemini, the battle's all on him. If Gemini takes the angles that dissect Shotty Horroh, that's if Shotty Horroh, because Shotty's gonna do what Shotty does, but if Gemini breaks down the business, goes behind the scenes, he's the double champ. There's things that he can do. He's literally walking behind right there. If there's things that he can do that could change the face of Premier Battles, he fuck around the wins.
I don't want this to be a shocks win though, where he just
that's where I'm going with it.
Like I want this to be a juggernaut.
Yeah,
you said that.
It's kind of.
Shotty's not really from Manchester. Like I don't
really. I got your moment, sort of thing.
So you're kind of
information shouldn't win you a battle. What you do with that piece of information.
That is for really your graveyard.
Your graveyard's pretty large.
Down the graveyard. Here's some paper.
There's loads of
You keep putting people in there. Of course you've got space. unless you're doing really well in business, so you're buying more.
You have a lot of acres available in your graveyard. You're a liar.
But no, it just seems like if could Gemini change the perception of Premier Battles?
Yeah.
He always can.
Always can, and burn everything.
Quill, he changed my mind on Quill forever.
A battle this high could change everything.
And if like I don't know if they've got another announcement. What does Premier Battles do after this?
They bring back Titan.
They bring what? Bring back the GOAT. The GOAT.
Have you heard of a little known guy called Ty the Poet?
He was that guy.
Shotty loved it.
Yeah.
Bro,
my guys can't be on camera.
Oh, come on. So like
I still remember him battling fucking Mav and having the belly on.
That hilarious.
And then Mav made him look so silly.
Bro, so Titan, you've been super quiet. Shotty Horroh and Gemini, who wins?
I don't know, to be honest. I think I agree with the boys in that Gem has plenty to talk about. It depends on what he chooses specifically and how well he executes it.
Okay, fair.
Like Shotty's good enough of a rapper and a lyricist, whatever. That he can have Gem flips for days. He can do whatever.
The diss tracks, Shotty did smoke Gem.
The Shook one's diss track.
Yeah. Like,
the diss tracks been really good.
The diss tracks are like Shotty smoked Gem in the diss tracks.
I will give Gemini credit. He's somewhat of an enigma in this scene. In that I don't know anything about him.
Yeah, still, it's quite impressive. It just knows, like,
Shotty's been around for a decade and a half. I know where he's from. Like, I know who his people are.
And at least with Gem, before finishing off, Gem, like, is the disruptor. Shotty Horroh, one of the best of all time, status quo. Gem's the disruptor. He could fuck around and change everything.
And also, I suppose Gem has battled so infrequently that it hasn't damaged his brand at all.
Yeah.
No, he's battled the right amount.
And the fact there's a title match,
It's like what you do once this battle's out of the way.
What's next?
There we go. That's what I'm saying. What did they do?
LUIGIANO versus Titan.
There we go. The one we're waiting for.
We don't do that anymore.
Right.
14 years too late.
Right. I always like the dap on camera. I think it's appreciated. Right. Tom, have you read your books yet? You had a chance to read your books.
You know you're regular in the group chat. So
I know, because we love you, and it's just like the books are so funny.
Oh, what have you been reading? The same thing as Tom.
I've just come to my own skin, man.
I know, you're 100% yourself.
I'm going to dip into my history, you know? I'm going to learn some shit. Learn some new words I can insult these guys with, so...
But the battle... Oh my god, the battle itself. Holy fuck. Holy fuck. This is far too difficult of a battle to call, because anything that I am going to say, and this is all my own belief in the building, rewatched it back, in everything that I seen from the battle is all literally just splitting hairs. That's how close the battle is. It's splitting hairs. Now, you've probably noticed this. I have been putting little predictions of people through the transitions of this video of who they had, Gemini, Shotty, Horroh, this was literally minutes before it happened. So I got like 7, you'll see them all. You'll have seen it as I'm doing it, right? A lot of people had Gemini. Like there was a part, I thought, oh, well, Shotty Horroh is the guy. Surely most people shot. No, there's a lot of people that had Gem. And goddamn, they were almost right. They were almost right. So Shotty Horroh wins that as the judge's decision. To go, I won't go round for round because I don't want to spoil the entire battle. It's very tactically done. As a battle, right? Shotty Horroh goes first, and you know there is explaining the situation, and then we get to the and go through punchlines and so direct, and everything fits together as a punchline, but it means and it lands, and it's not anything that can be passed on to someone else. Passed on, you know what I mean? There's not anyone like that.
I'm Rambo in combat mode and I'm on that shit. What champion? This is Bob Standard trying to cross paths with God's sack. I'll beat you with one arm behind the back like Bob Backlund. That belt. I already got that shit. I went out last night and popped champers while he was congrassing. I went for a knees up before the body landed like frog splashing. No! The people's champ! I got bare hooks but need to lock back in if I want that win. I'm not slacking. 15 years in and still not lost flashing while you was off. Not grafting. I faced 4 of the best in the world in top matches. I got practice like Rocky doing pull-ups and squats back in the log cabin. What's cracking? That shit you and your boys pull with Bobby, I watch that shit. Fuck is it? None of you are soldiers, but if your dog tags in, I'll have to wind these dog tags in. It's in a dog fight. Fuck is it? None of you are soldiers, but if your dog tags in, I'll have to wind his dog tags in. It's in a dog fight. Dog walking him. Your Paul Walker in. You and your dogs are too dogmatic. That's why the views dropped off rapid. I said Paul Walker because soon as your belt in a driver's seat got fastened, all the nos gassing, and the stop crashing, and you stop traffic. Big combo. Jan All Black couldn't stop that shit. I'm not planning to go to hospital for surgery or nothing, but I'm up packing. I shouldn't have said Paul Walker, I should have said Luke Skywalker, because in the end, I don't want to be off-handed.
And end up getting into the second half of the first round, and then we get into a Frank White angle. I'll not go into it too deeply. Lounges.tv. But it's definitely Shotty Horroh was trying to change the narrative from the jump, from the first round. Oh, this is your king. Bam! This is a narrative change right here. Gemini comes back in the first, and again sets the standard of what the battle is, or then pushes boundaries on what the battle is. Goes over kind of lots of the history of the battle, but then kind of lands into. This is more of a pattern in this, more so in the second than the first. Is landing in the land of punching without being entirely direct to Shotty Horroh. One thing that Shotty Horroh managed to do the entire time was tailor everything, and literally everything, to Gemini. You know, and if it wasn't tailored to Gemini, it was very quickly on to the next thing. Very quickly back to Gemini. It's like, he's away for a sec, he's right back. Like, you don't even notice he's in the shops and back. Like, that's... Shotty Horroh was always on Gemini. Where at times, Gemini... And that's the thing, Gemini maybe had the better bars. Like, actual bars. And a lot of people... And that's a lot of people's metric when it comes to judging. That's why a lot of people, after it happened, asking who we thought won. Gem 2 won. Gem 2 won. You know, and I think one thing as well for Gem, it felt like this, and again, it might be because Shotty Horroh was of a faster pace, so everything was going quicker. Gem and I had longer rounds, and there was a part of me going, and when I first watched it, when I was in the building live for it, Gem is going for so long that it's actually affecting his rounds, that if he cuts it a minute earlier, then he ends on a good note, and it's of a similar time. We have that energy to come back into it. But when I'm watching it back, especially the second, end of the second round, he's landing more.
But you said I wasn't a real Arsenal supporter. You're bloody nervous. I remember my favourite time watching Arsenal when he fighted you. But this is a Man City fan. So it's kind of ironic that we both get to the final. You wanted to make this for the belt, and I ain't never been spiteful, but I'm a different type of gunner that'll leave you dead on arrival and make this the second time this year you go back to Manchester without the Premier title. You told Daylight I'd be a phony prick if I rap about the chroma prick. So you're a phony prick. You said I'll never go on URL. I guess you're over it. See, who remembers the old Shotty? Mom jokes, Moties. That was the best version. This new Shotty, he's got bricks. Raps about his leg bursting. When you talk about the tech squirting, my eyes start rolling back. Like The Exorcist, because I remember the classic horror that got people's heads turning. I'm
He's landing more bars. Everything starts to hit more as he gets further near the end of the rounds. Whether it's like the Epstein redacted line, I think that's the first. Gemini was slow burning every round, and then by the end of the round is where it starts going line for line, line for line. It's where the quotables all on Twitter are coming out of. It's near the end of all of Gemini's rounds. But the problem with that is Shotty Horroh has from the start has just went and he's gone through so much in what appears to be such a little time that we're now waiting for you to get to these bars. It's how it felt. Like watching it back, it was like, oh, he's fucking cooking in the first, second, and third. But it sets it up and then goes into it near the end of the round. But that being said, even for Shotty, the third round angles, I think at that point we were probably angled out a bit in the crowd. And Gem's third, probably one of the strongest. Like between Shotty's first, probably round of the battle, like in the moment, Gemini's third, possibly round of the battle as well. It's all in the second round. It's literally all in the second round. The second round is fucking close. Again, angle base. Shotty Horroh does so much more of the this, even when he's being silly, he's like, I'm being silly now. I'm being silly. You literally if I do this, if you've seen it live, you know the moment what he's saying when he's doing that. And where Gemini is strictly business. And just it goes, it's kind of like if it was a boxing match, it's Gemini's waited for the last minute to throw all the haymakers and is hoping to get that end of impact feeling of, oh, this is how I walk away feeling. A lot of times in battle rap, you want to end on your haymaker, or you want to end on the line, end on the moment, because it's a lasting effect. But if he as it felt, I mean, I spoke to Gemini briefly. He was, no, it wasn't longer rounds. Generally, it was 5 minutes. Maybe it was running back. Maybe it was reaction. It just felt his rounds were a bit longer. Just a little, and it just affected his rounds a little bit. And again, I'm splitting it hairs because he does them longer rounds versus anyone else, he wins. He battles anyone else on the card, probably wins. Battles most of the internationals of the world, probably wins. There's so many people, like nobody was going to stand in front of that Gemini. Nobody in the UK, except from Shotty Horroh. And then it comes to that question that I asked on a promo video, and I asked on a live stream, I asked on the video, and I asked people in the building. Does this confirm that Shotty Horroh is the greatest UK battler of all time? I would say yes. I would say at this point now, the winner of this battle was going to decide it, because like the argument you would say is you throw your Lunar Sea out, but in the more modern climate, Lunar Sea isn't battling as often, but he is a great still. Tony D, forever timeless. If he spits 3 rounds, he don't lose. But he went through a patch of not spitting 3s that did affect him, whether it's Real Deal and Soul. And there was some performance that weren't as great, but we all hold Tony to such a high standard, and we respect him that much that it's a bam non-factor. You know what I mean? Soul is another one forever timeless, but Soul's reign is over now. And the only thing for Soul is Soul battled some internationals, you know, but his Soul's resume was strong, but I think it could have been stronger. There is definitely times where he could have had some stronger, like not even some stronger performances, some stronger opponents. You know, it's like what would he have done versus a Twerk? What would he have done? You know, versus a lot of Charlie clips or whatever, a prime Charlie clips hypothetically. You know, like what could Soul do? You know, and when he battled Arsenal, wasn't the greatest. You know, when what he does at that tier. You know, so we've knocked out them names, and O'Shea is O'Shea. You know what I mean? And it just left the man who almost has never lost a battle ever with Gemini, the most cutthroat, deep throat battle rapper, and the superstar in Shotty Horroh, the People's Champ. And the People's Champ won. So what's next? What is next for battle rap? Who does Shotty Horroh battle for a title match? Is it DEBURKE? Do we get a DEBURKE versus Shotty Horroh? Like start of 2027? Like what do we do here? Like does Shotty pass, like what does he do? Does he just keep the belt and then hold on for another competition? Does Quill get the shot? Will they make amends with that? Like who gets the shot? Frankie? Sean? Like now to be a champion you get a Shotty Horroh battle as well. What the fuck happens next? And that's one of the things I'd be excited to hear as well. There's so much intrigue to what's happening for Premier Battles. Now that Shotty's the champ, who gets that first Shotty Horroh title match? Because that's a tough mountain to climb now. We thought Gemini was going to be tough, and it took the now greatest UK battler of all time to take the double champ, pretty much completely undefeated, but the super debatable battle. I'm being facetious. Super debatable. A lot of people have Gemini winning it anyway. If it wasn't judged, there wouldn't be an argument. It would just be debatable, great battle. But now we have like how does someone compete now that the golden boy has got the golden toy? What do we do here? I look forward to hearing it. Premier Battles is in a very interesting spot, isn't it? Well, that is the recap. I hope I gave as thorough as explanation as I do always. Make sure to follow. If you enjoyed this, subscribe, press the likes. You know, I'm pretty active in the comments. Let me know your thoughts. I could be wilding if you were in the event. What was the pay-per-view like? I bought the pay-per-view. It seemed pretty okay. Still no mic thing, but you know, it was pretty good quality. Like it looked beautiful. It looked stunning. Like that for another time. Yeah, let me know what you think, man. I appreciate you so much. Cammygbr. Peace.
I feel just